Hello, ladies and gentlemen, crypto deep divers. Welcome back to Wicked Crypto. Today, I'm going to talk about the oil collapse, and this can has a ripple effect to the global economy. Also, I will touch on coronavirus as well. Before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out the upcoming episode. Some of the information can be time sensitive. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, library.tv, as well as Patreon as well. For my Patreon group member, you can check out this video. I posted probably a few days ago. This is a must-know indicator for global depression. So you can check it out, and also where to buy surgical masks, who is patient zero, and where to buy gold and silver. Right now, everybody fight for safety for gold and silver. And also there's an essential vitamins for preventing coronavirus as well. So let's talk about the oil collapse. So basically, if you look at the CME future contract price for the May delivery, the price is negative 40. This is unprecedented in history. So basically, they will pay you money to take my oil away, right? Basically, the reason why there's a negative for the future contract is because the storage is almost running out for the oil. So basically, the oil hub is in Cushing, Oklahoma. Right now, it's at 70% capacity as of mid-April. So for May delivery, it will be reach 100%. So that means they have no space to store the additional oil. And with the lockdown worldwide, like the demand for oil has dropped substantially. It's almost 30% lower. So right now you have no airline travel, and people don't drive that much, and people basically work from home, and only essential workers are working right now. So the demand for gasoline is very low. And as well as the airline, less flying, not that many flights are flying out right now. And so that's why this is basically supply and demand. Right now we have too much supply, and the demand is not there. And yet the oil company is still producing oil. The reason why is because if they shut down the facility, all the investment will go bust, right? So, and then they have to pay the bills and all that. And right now, there's a disparity between supply and demand. So the CME future contract price is basically speculating the price of future price of the oil, and you don't really accept, I mean, in real world, in reality, you don't accept delivery, right? But right now, the hedge fund, and they basically settle in US dollar in reality, but now they have nowhere to store all this oil. The hedge fund, the trader basically have to find a space to store their contract, their oil, right? They're going to deliver to you. And where do you going to store the oil, right? So basically, right now they're scrambled to look for places, look for storage to store the oil. And some company, they're contacted by hedge fund, a trader for the storage of the oil and all that. That's pretty, I mean, this is very unprecedented with the negative price of the future contract of May delivery. Because the reason why the May delivery is negative is because Oklahoma would they in I think in Cushing, the Oklahoma facility would reach full capacity by mid to late May. So that's why. So if they have a place to store all this thing, the future contract will not be crashing like crazy. So basically, the May future contract panic. People are panicking of the expiration on Tuesday. Well, the future contract expiration on Tuesday. So they have to figure out where to store this oil, right? So this is crazy. So a lot of let's see. So the most of the storage are pretty full, but there's some storage. You can also move to a strategic storage from the government, and all the government try to lease the facility for the thing. And another thing is OPEC do not cut the oil production enough. Another thing, and also there's a shale oil booming in Texas as well as in North Dakota. I think in some other areas as well, and all this excess production right now have nowhere to store them basically. And and a lot of company is going to go bust, especially the oil company, the exploration company. Those company is going to go bust, and it will not look good. So we will see how it goes. But I mean, so that's why they have to open up quickly. If they don't open up quickly, a lot of business is going to go bust. And but the thing is, if you're going to open up, of course, there's a second wave coming, right? I've been talking about second wave long time ago. I mean, I think they only recently they talk about it. And Chesapeake, you're probably well aware, this company is a nat gas company, and they're doing a they're basically doing a pre-bankruptcy proceeding right now. And Whitening Petroleum also filed for bankruptcy as well. And this is unprecedented. All these things is going bust. I think this is go as planned, basically, right? To the people who want to crashing the market. And I suspect there's also some people, they want to crush the oil price or oil market. They want to bankrupt all this oil company, especially the shale company, those small company or big company. They want to bankrupt those company. And don't forget the cost of production from the shale, the shale oil exploration is about probably $40 to $50 per barrel. Right now, they're pretty much losing money just to get it from using the fracking, right? They're using fracking to get all this oil out, and fracking is pretty energy intensive and it's also very polluted the environment as well. Yep. So I think the plan, they intended not to cut production in OPEC is because they want to bankrupt their competitor. So they want to bankrupt those company. I think that's what they want to do. But I could be wrong too, right? You never know. So that's why you can see in here in May contract you have negative. And yeah, the contract was expired on Tuesday, so that's why people are panicking, and the hedge fund and then the trader have to find out the storage for those things, because they thought they're going to just speculate based on the price. They don't really think about the delivery, right? But right now they are worried. Hey, they're going to deliver to you. Where are you going to store this oil, right? So that is crazy. And the next stop, we're going to talk about the coronavirus and coronavirus mutation. So we have been, I think I talked about this, I talked about this mutation a while back. I talked about this coronavirus mutation probably a while back. So there's two strands. One is more deadly version, the one in Italy. And of course, in New York, those strain is very similar to the one from Italy. And New York has a high prevalence of Italian population as well. So the strain is very similar to the one in Italy. And that's why there's a huge mortality in the state of New York. And the other strain is less deadly. The other one is in state of Washington, probably in California. So that is less deadly. And the one from from Italy, but where do Italy get those virus? Of course, they get it from China. China is the origin. So the one from Italy, they get it from Wenzhou. So before the lockdown of Wuhan, here's the Wuhan, the epicenter of the coronavirus. Before the lockdown, I talked about this back in January when nobody even care about this thing, right? Everybody is too focused on talking about something else. At the time, the mainstream media don't even pay attention. At the time, I talk about before the lockdown, over 5 million people out of 7 million. They have a 7 million population there. So over 5 million people already left Wuhan, and they are going to different parts of the cities, right? So, and a lot of people actually from Wenzhou, also in Wuhan. So they went back to Wenzhou, and Wenzhou is those people are very famous in terms as a merchant. They like to start their own business. They like to go overseas. They don't like to stay in the area. So a lot of Wenzhou people went to Italy, Lombardy. Lombardy, they have a huge population of Chinese population from Wenzhou, and they have Lombardy have is a they have a whole bunch of factory, like a shoe factory, fashion, like they do a whole bunch of designer, like fashion factory. Over there is more I think it's a more designers thing over there, right? So they have a lot of factory run by the Chinese people in Lombardy area, and they have a high prevalence of Chinese population. And of course, with this, they bring the virus to Italy as well, right? They bring the more deadly version to Lombardy. And of course, from Lombardy, there's a lot of Italian population. They bring it to the state of New York as well. So this is how the origin they get it. Of course, the origin is from the Wuhan P4 lab. I talked about that back in probably January or February, the P4 lab, and they are not very good at managing the lab. We know that. Chinese people, Chinese government, CCP, and I talk about that previously in my previous video. I don't want to talk about it anymore because right now they're just starting about just I mean just start talking about the P4 lab. Hey, I talked about that at least 2 months ago, back in February. I think January, February, I talked about that. So this is nothing new. So right now, so with the mutation, I'm surprised that mutate that fast. If they mutate that fast, I don't think the vaccine is going to work, right? Once it mutate, the vaccine may not work for that particular strains, right? So just like you have to take a flu shot every year because the strains will be different for every year. So this thing, if they mutate within a few months, so you spend all this time investigate or just do research on vaccination, and the virus, by the time you come out with a product, is already mutate. So I don't think it's feasible for that. I think the plasma, those people who recover from coronavirus donate the plasma. That is a more feasible option. Than that. So I forgot to talk about this one. So with the oil company go busted, then they also leverage those oil exploration company. They probably borrow a lot of money from the banks. So some of the banks may go busted as well. And HSBC is a bank from UK, right? But high preference in Asian countries. They stopped giving out dividends. It's a little bit unprecedented as well. People count on the bank to give out dividends for that particular bank. They give out dividends for almost never ever they never give out not giving out dividends. But now they stopped doing that. So I suspect there will be some type of a loan default from the oil company that will affect the banking industry as well. And this is like a ripple effect. It will ripple along to the banking industry as well as other company as well. And also some other part of the state was affected. For example, Texas, will be impact more because half of the sales tax come from the oil and gas company in Texas. So that will be affected, of course, along with those states that rely on the oil exploration services. They will job will loss and all that. And with job loss and everything, this definitely will have a ripple effect to the entire economy. So right now, people fight for safety, and I don't think the stock market will go well. It's just a matter of time. It will go busted again. And of course, the only right now fight for safety probably gold and silver right now. But the thing, if there's a margin call in the stock market, they probably will sell off the Bitcoin as well as the gold and silver as well, because those are more liquid. And Bitcoin is even more liquid because Bitcoin is open 24/7. You can sell it even on Sunday, anytime you want. And then you can transfer your money of the country, and then you don't even have to go through a lot of stuff too. So if this go bust, it will ripple along to the stock market along with the Bitcoin as well. If the stock market doesn't go well, the Bitcoin will be affected. And initially, probably the gold price will be a little bit higher. But then, if there are margin call in the stock market, the gold and silver will also will crash along. But then after all these crashes, the gold and silver will go back up again. But I don't want to make a speculation. I'm not your financial advisor. And I tell everybody to buy gold and silver back in 2017. I think at the time, I don't know how much, maybe around 1,002 or something. Nobody interested at the time because the stock market doing really well at the time. Anyway, but anyway, I think you should balance your portfolio. You should not just focus on like the stock and or anything, or maybe doing a little bit of everything, I guess. But the thing is, sometimes if you do a bit of everything, you're spreading your capital too thin as well. I'm not a by the way, I'm not your financial advisor. Use your due diligence, and this is not a financial advice. If you find this information helpful, please comment below. Click the like button and subscribe to my channel. Also share with your friends as well. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out the upcoming videos. So remember, crypto deep divers, we the people take control of our money. Stay wise, stay safe, peace. I'm not a financial advisor. Investing in cryptocurrency, commodity, stock market can has inherent risk. Please just due diligence. I'm not your healthcare provider. And do you have any questions or concerns about coronavirus? Please contact your physician.